welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. We're here today to do another episode of a full review episode. Today's full review episode is going to be of the Sauza Signature Blue Tequila Blanco. So, if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Come on in, have a seat. All my returning viewers, you know something's about to happen. I can feel it. I know you can feel it too. So let's get on with it. So, Sauza Signature Blue, 100% agave, Tequila Blanco, 40% alcohol by volume. There's all that information. You don't need anything up there, but here's a hint of the Mexico. It's made in Mexico, 1873. Nothing really else on the bottle besides that. We're going to go ahead and have a pour while we continue to discuss. That's about good enough. So I found that, just like gin, I can drink gin neat a little bit better than I can drink tequila, or at least this tequila. But I do like this in some tonic. Some tonic water with this is very nice. So it's very clear, crystal clear. There's a few others that are not clear. They're rested, or we'll come to that when we're due with it. So for all the new people, let's do a quick rundown. So this is part 2 of a 3-part series that Mr. Randy does when he does a whiskey, wine, spirits, whatnot libation review. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, pour it in the glass, have my first sip or my first pour, and share my first impressions with you because you're so awesome. Part 2 is where we're at today. This is called the ish zone, where I stop somewhere ish here and I leave whatever's left in there for 1 to 2 weeks, depending. This is my first tequila, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work or whatever. So this is the first. So here we are, full review. I'm going to go online, Wild West of digital information, and I'm going to go out there and try and find as much and bring home probably as little as possible. But I'm always going to try and find something kind of relevant that I can share. Part 3, called Off the Rip, thusly named. We're going to get down here to the final pour, and we're going to pour it in the glass. We're going to share it, and we're going to compare it between the last pour and the first pour and everything in between. So this is the Blanco, Signature Blue Blanco. They do have they have a couple of other regular ones and a couple of special ones. So they're not all the same. I guess they're not all made the same or processed the same, but you know, we'll get into that. So this comes out of Jalisco, Mexico. It is 100% blue agave. Now there's a different one. I don't know if it's Weber Blue or whatever it is. I don't know much about tequila. I'm just getting into it. So forgive me for my ignorance. So this is suggested that you use it in mixers and cocktails, which I do mix it with tonic water. And it's actually kind of nice. This is a double distilled through copper steel pots, coming in at 40% alcohol by volume. Now I did get this one and its little brother, or maybe it's twin. They're not identical twins, but they're twins. So we'll get to that when it's time. I got a little bit more left to go on that one before we get that one into the full review, but it's almost ready. So both of those bottles were $10 each. They were on sale. Normally these bottles will go for about $20 to $30, depending on what state you're at and what store you buy it from. But moving on. On the nose, first thing I'm going to get is pepper, citrus, and herbs. Really weird. That pepper, man, that pepper just keeps blasting you. Off the rip, it was much, much intense. This one's not so much intense, but it's sort of mellowed out. Now it's not so offensive, or maybe I've just gotten used to it. But there's some earthy herb, dirt kind of thing going on. It's kind of nice. It's new and it's interesting. Let's go ahead and get that first palating out of the way. Yeah, it's like I just, look at that viscosity. Jeez Louise. That pepper, man, it's like you just opened up your mouth and you took the pepper shaker and just Ooh, this is definitely why you should. It definitely does not have that pepperness. It has just a bare footnote. When I mix it, I use 1 shot of tequila, 3 shots of tonic water, over a handful of ice, and I mix it up really well. And I sip off of that. Just sip off it, just like you're sipping coffee. Much like you do with the whiskeys, and stuff like that. You just sip off of it. It's very nice. The ice melts, and it kind of loosens everything up, and it makes it just easier to drink. You sip off of that for an hour or so. The spice is not so bad once you mix it with the tonic water. The tonic water actually does kind of help the other flavor characters come out to play a little bit, So let's go ahead and get the second one on. Kind of hesitant to be drinking this neat. Oh yeah. So in the second palating, I'm getting more than pepper. I'm getting the lime. I'm getting the lime that comes out of it. And there's something dancing around in the background. It's kind of hard to see because it's way back there. And I think we nailed it down as something floral. Not quite sure what else might be in it, because there wasn't a whole lot of information to be had, unfortunately. Not a whole lot of help directly from the website they give you. More information comes off of connoisseurs of tequila. These people, like me, like the information. We'd like to have a little bit more transparency. We like to know what we're drinking. So one thing I've come to learn is that not all tequila is made the same, just like not all whiskeys or wines are made the same. But what I mean is this part right here, the 100% agave. It's not always 100%. There's certain things you have to look for. Additives. Now, legally, they can say no additives, but there's still additives. I think it's like 0.1% or maybe it's just 1%. But they can have 4 additives, with each additive being 1% and still be labeled no additives. That's crazy. But it's changing, as I understand. They're sort of getting strict on that. Much in the tune that Japan has gotten pretty strict on how they deal with their own Japanese whiskeys. All their libations over there don't have strict rules like any other nation might. But they're starting to crack down, and they're starting to shift into more transparency, being a little stricter on how the stuff is made and what they can call it if it's not technically Japanese whiskey. Because some Japanese whiskeys are mixes of other whiskeys around the world, including some Johnny Walker. But we're moving on. Let's go ahead and get this finish. The finish is, spice. It's like a second double dosing of that pepper. Not something I really care to drink neat. I can drink some tonic. Some gins I can drink neat. Most of them I don't want to. Some of them I do, but they're too strong to drink by themselves. It's a lot of pepper. Lots of pepper. Some lime, again with some floral. Immediately hits the roof of the mouth and top of the tongue. Not a whole lot going on the back end. Maybe a 1, trying to push a 2, but it's not quite making it. The cheeks are iffy, like between a 1 and a 2. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of intensity besides the pepper. The pepper is really what's getting me. It's not bad. I'm sensing something on the lips and in the gums. But again, nothing that's overdoing or outpacing that peppery spice. I understand that it's a white pepper and not a black pepper. At least that didn't come from the official site. That came from a tequila connoisseur who claimed that it was a white pepper. So the finish, very, very mild, very lightly mild, but it does have a little bit of length to it. I'm just going to be tasting pepper for probably the next 10 minutes. Well, I guess that's going to do it, except for, my score. We almost forgot the last part of the deal, the latter part. My score is going to be it's kind of hard to gauge this. So this is probably going to have to be one of those situations where this bottle will be seen again in a revisiting series, which I'm going to do quite later. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to be fair at the point, taking the caveat that this is my first tequila, real tequila. I'm not talking about that crap you shoot and lick and shove a lime in your mouth and throw up an hour later. So I will give it I'll give it a weak 3 out of 5. The pepper is just rubbing me the wrong way. It does get a little easier, a little smoother, and a little bit more interesting when you get it into tonic. And the other one is a little bit different. I wouldn't say it's better, but maybe it's only better because it's different. We're getting into that. My fair price for this, we'll take it with the normal 20. So these can be had about $20 out the door in my area, not on sale. On sale, 50% off right now. Regular price, at least 20. So for $20, it's a good mixer for tonic. It's a good alternative for when maybe gin and tonic is just kind of getting, mundane and redundant. So yeah, my fair price, I'll leave it alone at 20. Would I buy this again? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, there's so many more. Considering this is my very first bottle, and some places have a larger selection of tequila than they have Irish. So there it is. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Hope you have a good one.